Ruchim Habayim, welcome. I'm here with my good friend Yehoshua.
Shalom, 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 shalom.
And we're actually just been studying Parsha Tetzaveh, and actually my buddy here, he's got his own YouTube channel. It's bringing Christians
to Torah through Yeshua.
Yeah, I'll be putting the link down below in my video. But we're just very passionate about studying, and we're in Parsha Tetzaveh, and I just wanted to share some thoughts that we came across, and it's interesting. So, like, if we go to Perek Yud Zayin, chapter 27, or Chav Zayin, sorry, Chav Zayin, chapter 27 in the book of Shemos. In verse 20 here, it says, Ve'ata tetzaveh es b'nei Yisrael v'yichu alecha shemen zait zach katit lamaor ha'alos ner tamid. And you will command the children of Israel, and they shall take for you clear olive oil crushed for illumination to light a lamp continually. So right away in our parsha, it talks about the lamp, the menorah, and what comes to mind? Hanukkah. Now you might be saying, like, Hanukkah, what are you talking about? Well, Hanukkah was a few months ago. And so, but the Talmud, in the Gemara, Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai, they have a machlochet about how to light the Hanukkah. Right. And Beis Shammai says that on the first day of Hanukkah, one kindles 8 lights, and henceforth continually decreases that amount. So he starts with the large amount and then decreases each day.
Why?
And well, this is his opinion. And Beis Hillel, though, he says on the first day one kindles 1 light and henceforth continually increases that amount. And how many candles are actually lit throughout the 8 days of Hanukkah? 36. Yeah, 36. So what's so special about 36? And, well, the rabbis say, if you actually look at all the books in the Torah, going from Bereshit through to Devarim, all the parshas, if you start from the very last parsha in Devarim and count backwards 36 parshas, you actually come to our parsha Tetzaveh.
That's right. And
if you actually start counting from Bereshit forward, then you actually come to the Parsha Behalosachah in the book of Numbers. So here, what is Behalosachah about? It's actually about the menorah as well.
That's right. It's
about the menorah.
Right.
And in our Parsha, we're starting with the menorah. We're talking about 36. We're talking about 36 here. And in our Parsha, it talks about the candle being lit, and it's in the singular. It says in the singular, ner tamid, but in Behalosachah, it talks about it in plural. So this is like Shammai and Hillel. But it's interesting. We have 36. We have 36 tractates in the Gemara, right? And there's much more to this light.
Right.
But yeah, in our verse here, it says, "You shall take for you clear olive oil." Katit lamaor. What does this say? What does this mean?
Well, it says shemen zait zak katit lamaor, pure olive oil pressed for illumination. So if you take the last letters, zait, katit lamaor, which is the same as which is press or crush in human terms, apply for humidity. And if you read Yeshayahu 28:5, it says that on that day the Lord of hosts will be a crown of joy. And also it says that if a person makes himself like an olive, if he is humble, pressed and trampled on by everyone in the future, Hashem shall be a crown for him, provided that he safeguards the covenant.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, like, the last letters can spell keter, crown, and Yeah, and you're mentioning about humility.
Right.
You're talking about humility, and you know, it's just interesting because Moshe's name is actually missing from the parsha. This is also humility. We know in the Brit Hadashah, Yochanan says, "I must decrease, he
Right.
must increase." And here, Moshe, the rabbis say, Moshe's name is missing from this parsha, which is he was willing to actually erase his name for the sake of Israel, sacrifice himself. As we read in the next parsha, Ki Sisa, Moshe pleads with Hashem and says, "Erase me from your book." And you know, the rabbis say that Hashem honors the words of the Zaddik, so he erased him from this parsha.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about humility, and in Philippians chapter 2, verse 8, when Mashiach steps on the scene, it says he humbled himself still more by becoming obedient even to death on a stake as a criminal. And therefore God raised him to the highest place and gave him the name above every name. So it says he raised him. And you know, it's interesting because I was reading earlier on that the term ha'alot means to be raised. Actually, the pasuk uses this unusual term leha'alos rather than the more common word lehadlik, which means to kindle the menorah. Lehalos actually means to rise, to raise up. Right. You see, and not only that, the neshama is similar to the ner, the candle, which consists of a wick and a flame. In Mishlei chapter 20, verse 27, in the same way the source of a flame is its wick, one's heart is the catalyst for the rest of the body to perform its desires. When it receives appropriate nourishment from the wick, the flame, the neshama rises alone. We see this more about rising up, okay? And again, there's more to this word katit, being crushed.
The numeric value for katit is 830, which equals the total amount of years that the first and second Beis Hamikdash stood.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
so
it's amazing.
The word katit is 830, the numerical value.
830.
The same amount of years for the both Beis Hamikdash which stood. And the tractate Masechet Rosh Hashanah 18b actually says that the death of the righteous is equivalent to the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash.
Wow.
And you know, which is even more interesting because even Yeshua himself, he said, destroy this temple and I will raise it up in 3 days. Destroy this temple and I will raise it up. Yeshua compares himself to the temple.
Right.
You see, and we are to be a light. The Jewish people are to be a light to the nations.
Right.
And not only that, we see more to the allusion of these words in here when it says that the clear olive oil, shemen, zait zak, crushed for illumination, that the more that an olive is crushed causes the essence, this is the oil that produces for the light to be shown. And it really means like the crush, to press the olives. And it's interesting because in the Brit Hadashah, we even see that Yeshua goes out numerous times to the courtyard that was actually called in English Gethsemane, but it's really Gat Shemen, which means to press the olive, right. Olive press or wine press. Right. And you see, Yeshua was beaten and crushed. He was crushed, and he caused a flame, illumination through his death to spark all around the world. Right. To have his name known. The Zaddik, who really was crushed so that we could be a light.
Right.
his flame ignited into his followers. And this is just an amazing concept of the menorah. And the 36, we have the concept of the 36 Zedekim and Hanukkah and all of these things. Throughout the Talmud, we have 36 tractates, and it's really about that hidden light. This is what it represents. In the beginning of Bereshit, we have a hint to the Hanukkah as well. I've explained in another one of my videos about how the 36 candles are really hidden. The Hanukkah is really hidden in the first chapter of Bereshit. So here we see the olive just being crushed, the oil, the lamp, and we see that this refers to the Zadik and how Yeshua himself said, I am the light. And so I just thought that was really amazing how especially the 36 going forward and backwards both connect to the Hanukkah and the light. And so continue to study Torah, be a light. When we study Torah, we are a light. We can be a light to others by sharing Torah and doing mitzvot. And on that note, I just want to say shalom and shavua tov.
Shalom, shalom.